Impact segment tonight, not too many fireworks in the testimony of proposed Attorney General Jeff Sessions today. The senator answered the questions. Everybody pretty much behaved. Check that. Everybody but some kooks on the far left.
Two people from the northernmost part of our country and the southernmost part of our country.
All right, with us now here in New York City, Melissa Francis, and for Katie Pavlich tonight, and from Boston, Marianne Marsh. So these far-left zealots, Marianne, do they care? Do you think they care that their behavior helps guys like Jeff Sessions? Because Americans, most of them, think that's just a despicable display.
Well, the fact is, Bill, the people who protested Jeff Sessions today are the same people who protested Hillary Clinton throughout the entire presidential campaign. Yet people who, many of them, condemned their behavior today, applauded it during the campaign. And I think that speaks to the divisions we see in this country. I think the more effective protest was by Kaiser Khan today, the Gold Star father, who bore silent witness in his oppositions to Jeff Sessions and his nomination because of his opposition to the full Voting Rights Act, his support of Donald Trump's Muslim ban, and his criticism of civil rights groups.
All right,
now,
well,
that
nobody is saying that legitimate protest isn't a good thing, but you mentioned the division in this country. Remember, your guy, President Obama, promised to bring everybody together, but the country's more divided now than ever. Is that correct?
I think, unfortunately, what you saw, Bill, at the very beginning of Barack Obama's presidency, he was met with opposition from the Tea Party, Republicans, and even Donald Trump.
It's not his fault, the division.
But it's a continuation, and I think now what you've seen is Democrats and the left saw that the Tea Party, the right, and Trump were rewarded for that opposition, and now they're going to take the same approach. But you
would see that the country is more divided now than we've seen in decades. You would see that, correct?
I agree with that, but I will say one last thing.
So let me get over to Melissa.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so my posture is that these crazy far-left people help Sessions and help Trump, and all of this stuff that they do works against what they really want.
I don't know who they're really persuading, because I saw one woman leaving, and she was chanting about Black Lives Matter, but she was reading from a note card, and I'm like, you're so committed to this role that you're reading your lines, you didn't even bother to memorize it. I mean, it's not very convincing. But these folks, they get out there and they yell racist at anyone who's right of center. And for sensible people out there watching your program tonight, they look inside their own hearts, because you only really know your own feelings. And they say, well, I know I'm not racist, so if that's your best argument, that this point of view is racist,
there are some of these people who say anybody who voted for Donald Trump's a racist. That's how extreme they are. Why do you think, Melissa, that the country is so divided?
I think it's based on money. I think that we have seen the gap between rich and poor widen amazingly during the president's tenure, and that's backed up by facts from the census. That's the truth. Median income has fallen. And I think that when people are falling behind, can't put enough food on the table, don't see their kids' lives as being better, they're so preoccupied with these things, they get very frustrated. And all these other things, you start blaming other things. Is it about race? Is it about this? Is it about that? That if everybody was doing better and prospering, that then...
All right, so bad economic times mean more frustration and then scapegoating. Do you agree with that, Marianne?
Well, certainly tough economic times certainly defines that, but it then also is defined by race and gender, and you can't escape that. And then you have to give Barack Obama credit, as you did in your talking points, for putting the country back on track economically. What didn't happen is people didn't make more money. They lost wages. They lost the opportunity to get ahead.
Okay,
and
but just to be accurate,
all 8 years to put people back to work.
All right, as you heard, he did a good job in his first year, and then he went wild with the income redistribution and strangled the economy by all of the higher taxes and regulations. That's what my analysis was. Last word to Melissa.
I disagree with that.
Do you think that Trump, who's a polarizing figure as well, just like Barack Obama is a polarizing figure, they're both polarizing, he's going to bring people together more?
I think it's a challenge. I think a lot of that depends on the economy as well. If he truly brings jobs back, he puts people back to work, and he gets families doing better, I think that brings more people together, because most people are focused on their own family and their own community.
If he can improve the job and wage situation.
But he has the potential to divide further and do more race baiting. So it could go either way, but I bet on the economy.
All right, ladies,
Bill, last point,
real
Bill.
Quick.
Trump said on election night he would bring the country together, but he's yet to do that since that night. And
he's not president yet, so there you go.
I was just going to say that. Melissa stole it from me.
It hasn't stopped him from doing anything else.
I gotta go.